vortex going, it's mixing. So this is about done. It is done. Okay, now comes the fun part where we take all of the stuff that we did there, and this whole thing goes in there, just like that. This looks like a lot of food, but it's going to wind up being about 4 trays of stuff in the dehydrator. So this is a time where you want to just go ahead and incorporate all that, get it all nicely mixed in. And you want to get it to this point. I'm going to take this and add it in. It's going to be the last thing. But doing this wet like this is going to get everything incorporated like I was talking about. Okay, now I've got my my flax and my sunflower seeds, and you want to go ahead and give those a good mix before you pour those in, because you don't want pockets of the two in there. You could add the flax to this and then stir it in, or you could, you know, add the flax and stir it in, add the sunflower seeds and stir it in, or do it the way I'm doing it. I did this because I had this already ready. This recipe probably would have taken, I think overall this recipe takes about maybe 45 minutes to get ready. So here we go. This all goes in there. And this is the binder. This is what's going to hold it all together. Okay, so I've got this all homogenized and integrated as one. Now comes the fun part here. This is the critical instrument for this, doing this. I scooped up the coconut butter with it, so it's kind of still coconut buttery, but I use it the coconut butter to release this. So this is an amazing tool for doing dehydrating, because this creates these soft things, and what you want to do is take a scoop of it, get it off like that, and then put it onto the Taflex. And then that's just exactly the way it should look. And this, again, is a brilliant dehydrated recipe, because what happens is most people make these dehydrated recipes that have all these nuts and seeds in them, and they clog up your colon. This is mostly vegetables. All I did was the nuts and seeds. All they're in there is as the binder. So this is the technique. Again, you just fill that up and then stuff it in there, because you don't want any pockets in there, and put it out on the sheet. Just like that. And if you clean off the outsides, you'll wind up with these nice, perfect dills. And when these dehydrate, these go so wonderfully as little snacks and salads. You can use them all kinds of ways. Okay, so we're almost at the end of the batter here. You can see that I've made about 4 trays worth of stuff. I got 2 of them already over there in the dehydrator. An important thing with this recipe that you need to know is this thing is very important. This is, I guess it's like a little 2-ounce ice cream scoop. And you can get this in your kitchenwares at most department stores. But I've had a number of people just take this recipe and not use this thing, and then they sit there and they try to form these balls in their hands. And you want this mixture to be wet, slightly wet. And like I said, the basics of this recipe is you take vegetables, you take your liquid mix with your spices, and then you put your grounded seeds, sunflower seeds and flax seeds in there together. And then if you go and you put these things out and they don't sit in this shape, they fall flat, then you need a little more powder. So by powder I mean sunflower seeds and flax seeds. So anyways, I'm the dehydrator king. I have not run into any restaurant, I have not read any book that has better dehydrator recipes than I do. And I can tell you, this is an amazing thing, especially if you're transitioning. This can keep you away from eating cooked food, this stuff here. So anyways, we're gonna pop these into the dehydrator. And we're gonna let them go for a couple hours, and then we're gonna remove the Taflex, and then we're going to go over to the regular screen drying. Basically, you want to get these off the Taflex as soon as you can. And so I'll come back when these are ready. We're going to go for about 2 hours. This is an important recipe. I've had a number of people, one woman at a meetup I went to told me that she could not get her kid to eat anything raw. And when she came across my onion pakodas here at a raw food meetup, she was like, "What's the recipe for that? My kid is eating that like crazy." This is one of the best raw food recipes there is. And again, this is not really truly a live food. This is raw food. Mine are a little bit live because I'm going to leave the insides of them wet. So anyways, we're going to close this up. And I go with the Gabriel Cousin's style, as well as the Excalibur style of dehydrating. I crank it all the way up to I crank it all the way up to start out with, to get them dried out so that they don't start attracting all kinds of bacteria. And then after about an hour, I crank it down to 140. And then after 2 hours, I crank it down to 110. And that's usually at about the point when we transfer my onion pakodas, and they are ready to be transferred. Anyways, it's been, I think we put them in at about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's now 5:30. I was eating and had a friend over. They were actually ready about 30 or 40 minutes ago. So basically 2.5 hours is what this recipe needs to be transferred. So anyways, and the way you can tell that they're ready to be transferred is you want to be able to come over, give them a slight little, just pull them to the side, and you want them to come off clean to where there's nothing left on there, and you can actually remove them without destroying them. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start transferring them. And you want to just go ahead and just start an assembly line. Large dogs, and the male can actually put his head right up on here, and they love these things. They think that when that dehydrator comes open, and they're all over it. They love these. So anyways, we had a little moment there where our male dog was thinking that we were putting things out for him. So anyways, getting these ready, just transferring them. Likely these things are going to go down in size a little bit. Very likely that you're going to get more on one sheet than you did when they were wet. So anyways, I am going to continue transferring all of these. This is basically what it looks like, and I'm going to put those back in there. We're probably going to take them out at 11 or 12 o'clock tonight. So anyways, I'll get back with you in about 5 or 6 hours.
Onion pakodas here. It took a full 12 hours for these to dry. They were not done at 11 to 12, so you can tell they look pretty yummy. Take a look at these. See the inside of them. They're still nice and soft. It took a long time for them to dehydrate because of the coconut that's in them. I usually don't always put coconut in them. Anyways, these things are going to be pretty yummy. I might as well go ahead and taste one.
It tastes real good. Just exactly what I expected, like what they usually taste like. Anyways, it's early in the morning. I only got a couple hours of sleep. I am getting ready to head off to Raw Spirit Fest. Anyways, I will see you all on Monday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.